it gives you an opportunity to really be an authentic global citizen, and that is something that we really promote as part of Mary Baldwin. I teach diversity as one of the major courses, and so it's important that you have some chance to interact with other cultures. There's nothing more powerful than doing that directly.
And it became clear to me, what am I doing? I mean, I don't want to go to Haiti, but suddenly I realized, wow, this huge door is opened. I have to go. And then the people who made it possible, including Kim, were there and wanted to go too. So we're looking for people like Kim, intelligent, flexible, open to difference and change, and willing to rough it, because this is not an easy place to visit in some ways. I didn't like cold showers the first time I went to Romania. And I didn't like a cold shower the first time I went to Haiti. And then by the end of the trip, more cold, please, more cold showers. You know, and it's just that kind of place where you get to be challenged both intellectually and physically.
And we went into this knowing that lots of surveys or assessments had been done, but that's been the end of it. And we didn't want to be like that either. We were really committed to finding out what are the needs and trying to figure out how can we help meet them. And as Kai said, she was thinking about that in terms of her students. I was thinking about that in terms of my social work students. Would love to one day be able to have a field practicum in Haiti. I teach interviewing, which can be used in qualitative research, and two of the students that went were social work majors and who had that course, and then we did a mini training for some of the other participants. So while we were there, we conducted the interviews. I don't think any of the villages had ever experienced a group of college students coming and asking them in this way, you know, what kinds of things would be helpful to them and what would they be willing to help with. That question really kind of threw them. What do you mean, you know, we're trying to empower them.
So part of what I wanted to do was find opportunities for the PT and OT and PA students at Murphy-Deming to have opportunities to go abroad. And because I had never been to Sheridan or that part of the country, and I had never been in rural Haiti, and I didn't know anything except Port-au-Prince and the suburbs of Port-au-Prince, I felt like I needed to go first and see what this place was about and if it was even appropriate for my students to learn in, and if so, how to best implement that learning and also support the community and give them something that they needed. So part of what Doris and I started discussing was a community assessment. Who are these people? What do they have? What do they need? How can we help? Maybe what they need isn't what we do, but maybe we could connect them with people who do that thing that they need. So we started combing the research and the literature, and we found a couple of assessment tools that we then tailored as best we could to this rural, mountainous Haitian community. Because, surprise, there are no standardized tools for that place. So we tailored it as best we could, and we came up with a series of interviews, both for community residents, your average Joe walking down the street, and for professionals, PTs, doctors, nurses, school leaders, mayors, anybody who might know more about the bigger picture of the town and not just their own personal experience. So Doris and I sort of tailored these things, had them approved through our institutional review board, which is essentially how you validate literature before you do it. And then we trained some of the social work students as best we could before we went to help us give these interviews. And we talked a lot about diversity, cultural competence, working with a translator, all of those sorts of things. And we hoped with those interviews to get an idea of, again, what the community needed so that we could bring it back to the Mary Baldwin community and say, now let's look at all of the resources of the college and see what we can do to address some of these needs.